Hey gamers, it's G from the corner, and they have finally done it. Oh my goodness, last night at Nintendo's investor meeting, they finally confirmed that yes, the Switch's successor is on the way. Let me just remember, I don't have the thing in front of me, but I recall it to be reading something along the lines of, this is Furukawa, president and CEO of Nintendo. The Switch was announced 9 years ago. The new console will be announced within the next fiscal year, and we're going to have a direct next month, but it won't be about the new console. It'll be about Switch games for the latter half of the year. Oh my goodness, finally! I know I was saying this was going to happen for like a minute there. The last video I did regarding Switch 2 was basically the same sort of sentiment where I was like, okay, yeah, we're definitely going to hear something at the investor meeting because the rumors are that it's launching next March. Therefore, Nintendo has to talk about it to their investors at their financial report, financial forecast for the following year. And so it happened. It's funny. I was staying up to hear it. This happened at 3 in the morning. The investor informations always go up at 1 or 2 a.m. depending on whatever daylight savings over here. So literally I was like, let me stay up for this. Passed out on the couch for an hour at around 1. Woke up, it was 2. This site hadn't updated. I was like, shoot, okay, let's just stay up a little longer. Passes out on the couch again. I wake up, the first thing, I literally look up and on Twitter, that's in front of my face. Successor to the Switch is getting announced in the next 10 months. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. I'm just, honestly, I am over the moon right now. I'm absolutely so excited for this thing to finally, okay, I have loved the Switch. The Switch has been around for so long. I'm going to expose myself a little bit here. When Nintendo said the words NX in March of 2015 or May 2015, whatever time it was, I was 11 years old. I am now 20. I will be 21 by the time this thing comes out. That is insane to me. This thing has been with me throughout so much of my life, and just we're going back to that. We're getting hyped for a new console all over again. I'm completely talking over myself because this is obviously this is off the cuff. I just want to get all this out there. I'm not even sure how much editing the video is going to have. It's probably just going to be a looping trailer or maybe just a PNG of the tweet on screen the whole time. I don't know. Point is, Nintendo and the Switch have been there for a lot of my life, and finally getting to be in that transition period between a console sunsetting and a new console launching, especially a console sunsetting that was as strong as the Switch. I'll be honest, even last year, I was not desperate for a Switch 2. Maybe the most desperate I got last year was after Tears came out, when I was like, okay, Pikmin 4 is the only real thing and there's nothing big for the holidays. Then I want Switch 2. Then they had a June Direct that announced a new 2D Mario and 5 other games. So I was more than okay to wait a little bit longer. But yeah, now we're in it. We're in the thick of it. It's no more of people saying, oh, Nintendo's gearing up to launch the new console. No, it is Nintendo themselves. They have given us a hard limit. The clock is ticking. All right. They have 10 months, and within those 10 months, we will know about it. And I'm going to be real, guys. We're probably going to be playing it. The expectation, rumor, whatever right now is that they're going to kind of repeat the success they had with the Switch and launch the console in their last month of the fiscal once again in March of 2025. So, basically, we're going to get this June Direct, a nice June Direct with some probably nothing games, I'll be real, most likely just ports, potentially a Mario Party. I don't know if you guys heard the Persona Sega leaker is saying that there was a Nintendo game codenamed Banquet in development. Last Mario Party was called Buffet, so it's probably another Mario Party. That's cool. But that could be this year as well. And who knows, maybe they have 1 or 2 last surprises. Maybe we see Prime 4. I think they could still build out a pretty all right Direct, but then, the summer's going to start. And this summer, oh man, it is going to be rumor after rumor. Every week there will probably be something new. We're going back to 2016 with the NX rumors. It's going to be, will they reveal it this week? Are we going to hear about this part of the console this week? Thankfully, we've been in this situation before where my expectations are squarely set to late October, maybe November. All right, whenever they are done releasing their big holiday games for the Switch, they'll probably be like, okay, yeah, now we can start talking about the Switch 2 a few weeks later, whatever it's called. I'm going to probably stop calling it Switch 2, although maybe the thumbnails will still put that on, whatever. But yeah, this basically confirms, this is a confirmation that yes, Switch 2 is coming. Switch's successor is coming up. All right. I could go on. I'll ramble for a few minutes here, honestly. About time, we've all been hearing rumors and rumblings for a while. This was kind of the time to announce it. Before this year began, I was thinking we'd hear about something by the end of the fiscal year, straight up we would have heard in March about the console, and that probably would have been the plan if they were still launching it this year. Supposedly, I somehow managed to call this as well. They were planning on launching this year, but they got pushed out into next year. That's, That's probably why they have the weird wording about like the fiscal year. It's not launching this year. And I don't know why. Okay, that's another thing actually I want to get into. They didn't say it was launching this year, which is very interesting, or launching in the fiscal year. They said announced in the fiscal year, which, you know, I think partially is just them covering themselves like, oh, well, you know, we'll announce it in the fiscal year, but launch it? I don't know. Maybe you should go buy a Switch still because we're still making games for the Switch One. That it probably could be that, or they will actually be launching it in the next fiscal year, which, you know, they could launch it like April 1st, 2025, and we're good. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Give us whatever you have planned for the holidays, maybe like one more port in January. That Pokemon Legends game that could drop in March, be a big game, and then literally 3 weeks later, Switch 2 with a 3D Mario or whatever crazy shit they're planning. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. There was actually, I think it's a mistranslation or something that went around saying that what Furukawa said during the investor call specifically, like it was not exactly, oh, it's launching in the fiscal year. Now it was actually launching in the next quarter, or being announced in the next quarter, which that would imply that the console's going to get announced. I think that would put it in, I don't know if that would put it like it would be announced by the end of June somehow, or it would be announced by the end of September. Actually, that makes a lot more sense now. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I don't know. I guess everybody's reading it as like June. But no. You know what? Yeah, it could be announced in September. Because here's the thing. They'll have enough Switch games to do a nice, big, meaty June Direct. And then, let's be real, I don't think they have enough to do a September Direct. I think September, October, around that time frame. Probably that time frame is when they're going to give us that console reveal with the teaser trailer. And maybe we see some games. Maybe we don't even see games. Maybe we just get the console. We see what it is. And they give us a release window. And they tell us to stay tuned for the new year when they do a big Switch 2 presentation 2025. You know, something like that. Depending on what's going on, I'm still not setting the expectation, but still like humoring the possibility of us not even hearing about this thing in the current calendar year of 2024. All right, they could easily just be like, hey, actually, announcement coming first week of 2025. You know, we could go the whole rest of the year without hearing about it, which would be a bit unfortunate. I just kind of want to hear about this thing because, again, that's where the big Nintendo games are going to be right now. That's really why I care about the Switch 2 so much. Last year, I didn't give a damn because we had so many games coming out. Last year was the best year of the Switch because you had Pikmin 4, Tears of the Kingdom, Mario Wonder, and a ton of smaller titles and big remakes, you know, a bunch of great stuff like that. Whereas this year, it's just the smaller titles and remakes. And, you know, I mean, maybe we'll get Prime 4. That's probably the best case scenario here. Best case scenario for me, that leaked Nintendo World Championships game. Hopefully it hasn't been announced by the time this video goes up. I really hope it hasn't, because I would look like a dumbass for not talking about that by now. But, you know, that game will probably drop. That game, if it's like an NES remix thing, that'll be a, you know, fun little game, little smaller party game. You drop Mario Party later in the year, that'll be a nice little thing too. Some ports, remasters, I'm sure I'll pick up one of them, and maybe even Prime 4. That's enough to keep me satisfied for this holiday season from Nintendo at least. But, you know, I want to know what the big thing, you know, Smash Brothers, Mario Party, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, 3D Mario, Animal Crossing. Those are entry games that have not had new entries in 5 to 10 years now. And I feel like I'm itching for the next one. Smash Bros. I feel like will be a bit of a ways off, but honestly, I feel like we could totally feasibly see Animal Crossing, a new Mario Kart, and the new 3D Mario at whatever the big Switch reveal event is, and I definitely think one of those will be a launch title for the system. That's crazy to me, right? Like, the big launch title for the Switch was Breath of the Wild, the game that was announced ages ago. All right, and as much as everybody loves Metroid, they're not going to anchor an entire console launch on Prime 4. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. Maybe it'll get a cross-gen release at launch, but holy, we don't even know what the launch title is yet. We haven't even seen it. We have no idea. Like, Breath of the Wild, we knew about forever. They had teased it in like 2014, and we got a big reveal at E3 2016. But like, bro, oh my God, we're not even gonna, like, they're gonna announce the console and they're gonna announce the big launch game at the same time. I'm literally frothing at the mouth just thinking about this. I'm so excited. I mean, okay, everybody's saying this is what the games industry needs. This is what they need after Microsoft shuts down 2 more studios. Whatever. Like, this is just such an exciting thing. Like, I'm literally, oh my God, console launches are like such an uncommon thing nowadays. It's crazy. Literally, like, by the time I was getting old enough to get into this shit, All right, we had stopped doing 4 to 6 years and started doing like every 8 years, man. PS4 to Xbox to PS5 was like 7 years. All right, it seems like they're going to go a bit shorter this time simply because they messed up and failed, didn't plan their things properly. But like, man, like the Switch 2's life cycle, I don't know. I feel like they're future-proofing it enough to the point where I feel like they might get away with like 10 years on that thing. So I'm just trying to savor the moment, man. This is a big, all of this, the entire journey from now until whenever this console launches, its first year, and you know, all the subsequent years of that new console stench. I'm just here for the ride. I'm here to document. I'm so ready to get excited for this thing. All right, there's gonna be plenty of videos. I got plenty of things to talk about, plenty of things I'm gonna talk about, plenty of things I'm gonna talk about with friends. They just announced the June Direct too, so like, my lowest expectations for this thing, or my expectations was like, okay, Nintendo probably won't say the name, they probably won't give us a logo, they'll say you're just going to be announcing or releasing or whatever the next console in the fiscal year. But they not only said that, they said, by the way, don't worry, Switch games at a June Direct. They confirmed it. We don't have to wait until random day in June where at 9 a.m. they put out the tweet. No, we know it's happening, so yeah, we're going to record predictions pretty soon probably, and you'll be hearing about those whenever we get around to them. Yeah. I can't really think of that much else to add here. Furukawa, you got your work cut out for you. It's been a very fun generation, but hopefully you could give us some goods this time. You know, hopefully you're steering the ship properly, and we're gonna get a big launch, a big however many years of this thing. I'm just getting excited, man. We're gonna get, oh man, I'm so excited. I'm just ready. I'm just picturing myself sitting down with the corner gang, watching the Switch 2 presentation direct and reacting, being like, oh my God, Smash Bros. Oh my God, Mario Kart. Like, I'm so excited. I need to stop myself before I go on forever. Keep yourselves cornered for more about what's going on with Nintendo and gaming and Switch 2 and Switch Successor, Duo Switch, Switch Attach, Switch New, Switch Pro, all that stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.